Yeah. Hi, good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope the classes are going well and the chapter vocabulary is also getting clear to you as we are proceeding with the concepts. So, how was the last class? Because we did too much, too many concepts around vocabulary, too many types of vocabulary. So, I would like to know first that are you clear with the previous concepts? Are you clear with what we should do to improve our vocabulary and how we should use it? I see some of you have joined and some of you are still joining. Okay, I am waiting for some of you to join and tell me if everything is clear and if we can move ahead with the rest of the topics. Good morning. Okay, Nikita, good to hear that everything is clear. No, Mehek, it won't. It's just for your knowledge. This is why that concept has been explained in the box and not, separately. So we usually don't ask you questions from jargon words. It's just for your knowledge. I'm good, Nikita. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's start. So, in case there is no other problem, let's start with today's class. And today we will be talking about rest of the concepts. We are still left with few concepts, which is part of vocabulary. The first thing is roots of words. And then we have prefix and suffix. Then we will be doing phrasal verbs, idioms. These are the common things that we use while speaking, while writing, collocations and idioms. So we have quite a few of concepts to do today. So let's start. The first thing that we will be doing today is the roots of words. Now, what is roots of words? Roots of words tells the concept tells you that these are the building blocks of the words. Before any word comes to the origin, there is a base element, or there is something in a basic format, in basic form. There is a word that has a meaning. And then you start adding more letters to it and you keep forming bigger words to it. You add prefix or your suffix. Or you use the root words as prefix and suffix, and then you form the entire meaning, right? These root words has their own meaning, okay? One particular meaning that they have, right? We usually pick root words from Greek and Latin language. There are so many words in English language that have actually come from Greek and Latin. So we pick our root words from there, right? Root is basically the as the root of the plant. Root means the basis or the base of a word, right? And then you start constructing words based on that, right? But the meaning will be around the same thing. Are we clear? Any problem? Now, how does this help you? Why are we studying about root words? Okay, first let me explain you what root words are, and then you will understand that. One second, let me share the PPT with you. Okay. One second. Okay. Okay. So, etymology, first understand their concept of etymology, that is the study of words and the way in which their meanings have changed throughout the history. So, this is a whole new form of study that we have. It's not new, actually, people study that. That in which people study about the history of the words, basically, right? Now, if you open these online dictionaries and online thesaurus, whenever there is a meaning of the word given, later it is also given that how this word was originated and what was the history of this word, how this word came into being, all of that. Okay. Now, root words are the building blocks of the words. The two most common language sources for word roots is English, which is Greek and Latin. Uh, Root is a word or word part which due to which the other words grow, usually through prefix or suffix. Now, root is a basis of the word that it cannot stand alone. Now, root words cannot stand alone. You need to add something to it to make it whole, a full sense of it. But yes, root words do have their own meaning. Now, for example, look at this. Now, in this, canned. Now, the canned is a root word which means glowing. Okay. Now, can mean an iridescent, right? Candid, free from biasness, prejudice, or malice, right? Candid basically word comes from canned. Canned means glowing. And now, how do you form this word candid? That's something that glows, and that is something free. And, it is not tied up with something. Circum or circle. Now, circum is basically a root word which means around and about, right? So you start adding words to it, and you can form so many words. Circumference, which is distance around. Circumscribe, to draw around. Circumaspect, looking around. If you see, all of this means the same. Yes. Yes, something, no, not the same actually. It is moving around the word around, right? Because it is circumference, the distance around. So if you know the meaning of circum, then you read a new word which you don't know the meaning of. You can actually understand it. Okay, circum is used in this word. Maybe it just has something to do with around, around and around. Am I clear? Yes. Let me show you more examples in your study material. Give me a second. Okay. Now look at here. Arrow. Arrow is the root word and which means air. So you see how many words we make from arrow. Aeroplane, aerospace, aerate, aerial, right? All of this has something to do with air because arrow or air means air. Yes. Now, aeroplane is vehicle that flies in air. Aerospace is air in the space. Aerate is give way to air. Aerial is air related acts or animals. Am I clear? So now why are we studying about these root words? How is this going to help us? Right? Now we're studying about this because if you can actually understand about root words and what do they need, right? Whenever you read any word which is new to you, any kind of vocabulary word, and it has a root word, you can actually deduce the meaning. You can understand the meaning, right? Okay, maybe this could mean this because you know the meaning of the root word, right? Now, understanding the meaning of common word helps us to deduce the meaning of new word that we encounter. Henceforth, by elimination techniques, students can make a right selection of answer. However, be careful as the root words can have more than one meaning. Now, root words can have more than one meaning, so you have to be very careful. But you can actually start eliminating. Eliminating as in like, if you know the meaning of word that could mean it. So you can actually start selecting point of context. Okay, maybe this means this means this. So you can actually reach to somewhere closer to the original. Yeah, right. Now, to have good command over vocabulary skills, it's very important to study roots. Now, knowledge of roots and its usage will improve your vocabulary. Now, if you know how to use the roots, and if you know, you can actually make so many words if you know about it. Right? Am I clear? Okay. Now, look at more words here. Mm, Bio. Now, bio means life, right? So we know so many words from biology, biography, biosphere, right? Now, biology means study of life. Biography means writings on life. Biosphere means life around us. There are so many words that you can make if you know the meaning of the root word. Are we clear? Any doubts, any problem? Okay, so now a small exercise for you all, which is now look at the list of root words that I've mentioned here. In the brackets, I have mentioned the meaning of the root word. Now, I want you to pick two or three words from here. For example, dem is people, and gram, which is letter. Okay. Try to make as many as words you can using these root words. How many words do you know that has the root word dem and gram? Quickly, start making the list of words. हाँ जी क्या करना अच्छा 1 second रुकिए 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 इसको कैसे slide होगा? 1 second. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me a second. Okay. Democracy, demography. Demonstrate, demo. Okay, that's nice. Telegram. I said only for dem and gram. Demons. Okay, that's a good thing. Demolish. Kilogram. Okay. Now make few words using the word for geo. Geo is easy. Pramod, from where did you make these words? Grand, group, grade, grade, green. What did you use to make these words? It doesn't have any root word. Telegram, monogram, diagram, very good. Epidemic, pandemic, very nice. Very good. Manish. Demand, demure. Good, Aryan. Geography, geographic, geothermal, very nice. Geology, very nice. Geopolitical, geometry, geometrical, geopardy, geosphere. Perfect. Okay, so now you understand what root words are and why we are doing about this. So, if you know at least root words, you can at least find out the meaning of the words that you don't know. You read for the first time. Okay, so now let's move on to the next topic. Okay, so next topic that we are going to do is of prefix and suffix. Now, what is the prefix and what is the suffix? Now, prefix is a word that we use in the beginning of any word, okay? And it changes the meaning of the original meaning of the word together. And suffixes, which we usually add towards the end of any word. Am I clear? Prefix, you fix it in the beginning. Suffix, you fix it towards the end of the word. Okay. Now, prefix and suffix usually they can't stand alone, of course, and these also have a meaning of their own, but it doesn't make any sense to you unless you add them into some other words. Okay. Now, it just makes your language or it just develops your ability to recognize words that you're not familiar with. If you know about prefixes and suffixes, it's just like root words. It's not very different from root words. If you know about the prefix and suffix too, you can actually understand about the words better. You can actually grasp the new words quickly. You will understand them. And then, of course, using all of these techniques, your vocabulary can grow day by day. Am I clear? Yes. Now, what is a prefix and what is a suffix? Look here. So, look at this. Now, this is, given below are the prefix and suffix. Now, prefix and suffix could be one letter also. It could be a combination of 2, 3 letters also. It totally depends, right? Now, for example, oh, look at this. Means without, right? Atypical, apathy, a back. Bi means two, bicycle, bicameral, biannual, anything that is two, right? It just adds meaning to the words. Mm, let me find suffix for you. Yeah, now these are suffix. Able. Now, able means can be done, right? Capable, readable, convertible. So, whenever you add such suffix, that means you're talking about your ability to do the things, ability to read something. Can convert, can read. It automatically changes the meaning. Now, if you see the word readable, now read alone means something, readable means something else. Now, read is to, of course, you can read something. Readable means that you can read something. You're talking about it. Oh, this is readable. This is manageable. This you can read. Am I clear? Yes. Now look at the word age, action or process, pilgrimage, bondage, pilferage. Ation is a state of refrigeration, occupation, irritation. So whenever you add such suffix, it means you're talking about some state or some position. Right. Now, this is also very easy and they're not very vast to understand. If you start finding the list of prefix and suffix, I think you can manage to read over the time and develop the habit of recognizing. Am I clear? Is there anything you don't understand in prefix and suffix? It's a very easy topic. Quite a list of words are already given in your book. Okay. It's a very small exercise that you can quickly do. You have to add the prefix and suffix to complete this uh, sentences. Okay, either you have to add prefix or suffix. Let's see how many of you can do this exercise. Aditya, I'll take up your question. Good, Nikita. Shruti, look at the answer again. Good, Sarvesh. Very good. He was acting in a very childish manner. So we add ISH towards the end. She looked unhappy. She started to cry. How will you add a suffix to change the meaning of happy? It's unhappy. He passed his exam. He was successful for the second time. The team that he supported was able to win the championship. I just can't believe it. The story is unbelievable. Un is a very common prefix. Okay, so are we clear about prefix and suffix? Can we move on to the next topic? Okay, there's another thing that I would like, another exercise that I want to share it with you. Okay, one small exercise. Okay, look at this exercise and quickly tell me the answers. You have to add either a prefix or a suffix to make sense. Very good, Aditya. Very nice. Ankit, just one or two are wrong. Rest everything is fine. Yes, few wrong answers, but mostly correct. Quickly, okay. Bangladesh is the most densely populated country. Densely, you have to add ly. It's a suffix. This creates food problems. Educational problems. Educational. Al you will add as suffix. Educational problems. Unemployment problems. Unemployment. Medical problems. Shelter problems. Environmental problems. Clear? To check the abnormal growth of population, abnormal, AB again is a prefix. Abnormal growth of the population, the topmost importance should be attached to the education of the masses, keeping the entire population uneducated. Uneducated, it would be impossible, I am, which is the prefix, impossible to develop national awareness among them. Awareness. Good, Sarvesh. Okay, so few of you have actually answered for this exercise, but mostly their answers were correct. Just one or two was wrong, which is okay. So now you understand that how you can change the meaning of the word to altogether by using a prefix or a suffix. Yet it could mean completely opposite of what the original word means. Are we clear? Okay, now should we start with the next topic? Now, what are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verb is basically a compound verb made up of verbs, usually one action or movement, and a prepositional adverb, also known as adverbial particle. Now, phrasal verbs are the verbs that act as verbs, of course. It has a combination of two, either it basically has a combination of verb along with a preposition or an adverb. Clear? Yes. And the phrase has altogether a different meaning, right? Now, for example, look at the example. If I say pass away, now pass away, it means die, right? Somebody has passed away, right? That is the to inform you that the person is no more. But pass and away separately does not mean anything close to even death or dying. But when it comes together, it has its own meaning. Am I clear? Now, Phrasal verbs are usually used in spoken English. It is not part of the formal language as such. You should always avoid using phrasal verbs there. If you are writing any formal document, any academic essay, anything formal that you're doing, you should try to avoid phrasal verbs. It's not that it's grammatically wrong or it is not a proper concept. It's nothing like that. But it is not appropriate or it's not considered appropriate to use the words, phrasal verbs, right? Now, what are the advantages? Why should you know about phrasal verbs? Of course, it makes when you're speaking it, you can communicate more effectively. It is a good way of using different words. It can lend you some distinct connotations and command. It can actually, somebody gets an impression that you're so well versed with the language. You're doing it. I mean, you know everything about the language, right? Also, you can easily substitute using many words with just a single phrase. Yeah. This will make your conversation natural and fluent. If you use phrasal verb, it just makes your language more fluent and more natural. Because phrasal verbs and another topic, which is idioms, you only know if you know the vocabulary very well. You can only know about these things if you know the concept very well. Am I clear? Phrasal verbs are usually used with idioms also. We will be doing idioms after this, but we use a lot of phrasal verbs in idioms. Am I clear? It could be a two-part verb, which is like, took off, leave out, or it could be three words also in the phrasal verbs. Are we clear? Any problems so far? Now look at these phrasal verbs. Now these are very common ones with this whole list of phrasal verbs. Okay, if you look at in your book study material also, there's an entire list of phrasal verbs, and there are many more out there. There's so many. Now, if you see, like for example, look at the first three: drop in, drop off, drop out. Now, all three starts from drop verb, and you just change the prepositions after that, and you see the entire meaning changes. Drop in means to visit. Why don't you drop in to see us our way home? Drop out. Drop out means it has a different meaning altogether, which means to leave school without finishing. Finishing. Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of college and joined and started Facebook, right? Zach dropped out of college and joined the army. Drop word same. By changing the preposition, the entire word's phrasal verb's meaning has changed, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you here. Drop off, to deliver someone or to fall asleep. I'll drop off the papers later today. That I'll deliver the papers to you later today, right? Now look at the next example, which is end in and end up. This has the same thing, to finish in a certain way or to finish, finally reach. End in and end up. Both mean different, right? There's another list that you should see in your study material. Now, look here. All first 8 words start from look, and we have changed the prepositions after that. Look after, look into, look out, look for, look through, look up to. Now, from look up to look up to, the meaning has changed. Look up means to search for information. I looked up for the question, uh, for the answer in the book. Look up to is to respect or admire someone. Now you see how things change. So if you do not have a knowledge about these phrasal verbs, you might understand the meaning altogether wrong, right? So one should go through this list and then practice as much as you can. No, they're not very difficult to understand. They're not difficult to learn. You actually get used to while using the words. Bring about, bring someone, pull off, put on, put out. Now, see, put on and put out. Put on is to start wearing or using something. Put out is extinguish, publish, inconvenience someone. Totally different meanings, right? There's quite a lot of lists given in your book. I think even if you study this to start with, it's good, more than enough, right? Okay, now let's understand how to use them in your sentences. Appeal to. Appeal to is to plead or to be attractive or interesting. Now look at 2 sentences. He appealed to the court to change its decision. That means he pleaded in the court or he made a request. The vacation of sunbathing doesn't appeal to me. Like, I'm not interested. I can use it in 2 ways. Meaning, if any phrasal verb has 2 meanings, you should be clear with the meanings first before you start solving. Account for, to explain or give a reason. I hope you can account for the time you were out. I hope you can explain that why you were out. Am I clear? Any problems, anyone? So this is how you use in the sentences these phrasal verbs, because they act as the verbs to you. Look, everywhere it is used as the verb. I agree with you. Now, agree with you in this whole sentence, agree with is the phrasal verb. It is acting as a verb. He applied for the scholarship, applied for. It is the verb in the sentence. So phrasal verbs are basically used as the verbs in the sentence. Okay. So let's do the exercise then. Okay. Start solving this. So we have two examples here. Okay. I thought I would. Quickly start solving this. I thought I would drop in for a cup of coffee. Is that okay? Drop in means to visit someone. Have you ever come across such an unusual piece? It is important to show up on time, not show off. Show off is something else. Lift up your feet when walking. Uplift is different. Lift up is different. Uplift is to, empower someone. The tree was blown up. He took off his hat to show me his new haircut. I just can't seem to get off the smoke. Okay, quite a lot of you have got it correct. Okay, one last exercise, and then we'll take a break 5 minutes. quickly solve this. Okay, his father always taught him not to look down on those with less. Stop complaining and get over with your work. Get on with your work. The boss wants you to hand in your figures for this month to him. We are going put off our trip until September. I ran into Amit today at the supermarket. I'm so tired of Sophie showing off her engagement ring all the time. The police would not give in to the kidnapper's demands. Give in, not give up. Give in is to agree. Everyone has said give up. It's given. Good, Nasir. All right, everyone, let's take 5 minutes break and then come back and finish this chapter. Right. So this was about the phrasal verbs that we did. Now let's talk about a different topic, which is called collocations. Now I repeat this again and again. I want to repeat myself again that most of the things in your study material are already explained, and you have enough of examples. Even if you go through your study material, you are good to go for your exams. Okay. Now what are collocations? Collocations are basically they actually refer to the group of two or more words that usually go together. Some words that we always use together, consciously or unconsciously, we just take the name together, right? We use those combination of words mostly together, like, completely satisfied, excruciating pain, a surge of anger, lions roars, commit suicide. Few words that always come together, right? Uh, for example, look at this one. Strong rain, big rain. Now, they often have same meaning in collocations, but both are grammatically correct also. But strong rain and big rain, we never use these collocations. We use heavy rain instead. Now, all three mean the same: strong rain, big rain, heavy rain, right? They might mean the same, but we don't use them. We use heavy rain. When we want to talk about it, it's raining heavily. We don't use any other adjective for that, right? So, like similarly, you have to do homework, to make the bed, to take a risk. Whenever we use such combination of words, which we oftenly use together, they are called collocations. Okay. Now, why do we do that? Why we learn collocations? Now, collocations, again, see, whatever concepts we're doing here right now, if you understand the concepts and you start implementing, your language will become natural day by day, right? Because everything is basically part of our daily conversations. It is not something which is momentary, which you're just supposed to do it now and maybe at some moment, particular moment. These things are part of our, everyday language. So if you understand them and you start using them, you will become more fluent and more natural in your day-to-day language skills. Now, again, this is also an even richer way of expressing yourself. If you know which combination of words to use in a specific situation, that automatically makes your expression better. Now, it is easier for our brains to remember and use language in chunks or blocks rather than a single word. Now, it is used, this kind of concepts are easier for our brain to, function in the certain particular way. We don't want to use language of different chunks and blocks. We want to use something which is natural, it goes with the flow, right? The other thing is it assists in embellishing the English language. Now, when you use these commonly known collocation that people also understand, you're automatically beautifying your language skills even more. Am I clear? Yes. Now, how do we learn collocations? Now, for everything, you can't just sit down and start mugging up the list. How do you learn them? First thing first, be aware. Like I said, in terms of vocabulary, also the first point was be aware of collocations. Try to recognize them when you see them or hear them. You can't remember everything by the list. When you read something, this is why we say reading every day is important. When you read every day, you will keep finding these things now. The concepts that you have learned, you will start pointing out or start picking up from your whatever passage or whatever article you're reading. You will start recognizing the things there. Now, treat collocations as single block. Don't treat them as individuals or chunks. You have to use them as like one unit because they are used together only. Like strongly support. I strongly support your decision, right? So strongly support. When you want to support something, you usually and automatically say, I strongly support, right? When you learn a new word, write down or other words that collocate with it. When you learn a new word, you can at that moment quickly find out what all words go with this word to make a collocation so that you remember. For example, the word remember, remember rightly, remember distinctly, remember vaguely, remember vividly. So these are the types of words that you can use in different context and different expressions, right? If you do such an exercise, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are like 4 collocations here. If you learn 4 collocations, you are basically from one word, you are learning to express yourself in 4 different ways, right? So imagine how much your vocabulary will improve if you start doing this for everything. Read as much as possible, revise what you learn. Now, I wouldn't say revise, I would say practice what you learn. Okay, if you do not practice your skills that you're learning, then you won't be able to uh, use it naturally. Then, and eventually, you will forget what you studied about or what you read about. Learn collocations in groups that work for you. You would learn them by topic. You will learn them by topic or by a particular word. So totally depends how you want to do it. You want to do it going to some common topics like money related, weather related, family related. Now these are our common topics that we discuss every day. So you learn from there or you start picking up the words. I suggest you pick topics because that will give you enough of it will give you a platform to basically practice also whatever you learn if you pick up topics, because these things we generally discuss almost like every day, weather, family, money, number, time, these things we use them every day. So choose topic wise. You can find information on collocation in any good learner's dictionary, and you can find specialized in dictionaries of collocation. Because of Google, you get everything online, right? You can find any online dictionary, you can open it and you can start reading about collocations and studying about it. You can read different combinations, and then you start applying. Now, what are the types of collocations that we study? Or what are the types of combinations that usually come together, right? Now, for example, we do adverb and adjective. Now, adverb and adjective is, when you're using one adverb and one adjective. Okay. So now completely satisfied. Now we have one adverb here and one adjective here. Then we have adjective plus noun, wherein we have one adjective and one noun, excruciating pain. Noun and noun, the surge of anger. Noun and verb, lines roar. Verb and noun, commit suicide. Verb plus expression with preposition, burst into tears. Verb and adverb, wave frenetically. And there are some basic business collocations that we choose to speak, or almost like when it comes to profession, we use these words a lot, like cash flow, close a deal, open an account, deposit a check, hard earned money, uh, make money, forgive a debt. These are all collocations. These are all called collocations. Okay, all these phrases. Security blanket, opinion poll, make money, counterfeit money. All of these are business collocations. So again, like I said, these are the words that we speak every day, we study every day. All we need to know is how to basically start using them. Clear? Pay a bill, come prepared to find a replacement. These words come together always when we are speaking in a particular matter. Are we clear with collocations? Annual turnover, very good. Now, these are some examples that are given here. Adverb plus adjective. Now, utterly stupid. We entered a richly decorated room. Are you fully aware? Look at the words which are highlighted. Do you agree with me that we use them together mostly? A round of applause, ceasefire agreement, bars of soap. Snow was falling, bomb went off, committing murder, do my homework, making my bed, give a presentation, all of these things. I want you to quickly go through each and every example. Likewise, you will find many examples. Good, Ritu. Good example. Noun verb plus noun, verb plus expression with preposition. Okay, now quickly look at this exercise. You need to add on the verbs in the beginning to make the collocations. These are very common collocations that we discussed. Okay, yes. Get lost, take a shower, make a fortune, get ready, take a picture of someone, uh, take a suggestion, get started, make friends, uh, do harm, no, do no harm, I would say here. Uh, break a leg or take a break. Right. So this was about the collocations here. These are all collocations. Now, if you see, these are very common words that we use every day anyway. Even if you know, even if I don't tell you these are collocations, you still use them every day. Right. So this is what collocations is. Now let's come to our last topic, which is idioms. It's a very important topic, but it's a very interesting topic. Now, idioms is basically an expression that takes a figurative meaning, which is different from the literal meaning. Now, idiom is the kind of phrases that carry their own meaning. They carry those phrases have their own meaning, and we've been using them to talk about a particular situation. And idioms are usually the kind of way words or saying that has been going on for generations now. Uh, and these words carry their own meanings. And we've been using this. Now, why we use idioms? The knowledge of idioms actually make you sound very intelligent and very intellectual, because to use idioms you need to have really good knowledge about vocabulary, the meaning of the idiom. It's not easy. Of course, idioms are not endless, but you can't know all the idioms, but at least you can learn about the common idioms to be used. Idioms make your conversations interesting. It adds up a flavor to what you speak, what you write, And idioms are also, it's not a very informal way of talking, so you can use them wherever required, but of course not on the formal documentations. Like it shows that how good you are with the language. I think idioms are one thing that shows your good command over the language, right? Important aspect to know the idioms and their meanings and their usage. So what is important is that you should know what idioms are, and you should know the meaning, and you should know how to use the idioms. Are we clear? Any problems, anyone? Okay, look here. Look at these idioms given here. A hard nut to crack, a difficult thing or a problem. So instead of saying, difficult thing or a problem, you can use the idiom a hard nut to crack. The last question in the exam was a hard nut to crack. It was so difficult problem. Uh, a bolt from the blue. This one, a bolt from the blue. This is unexpected disaster. Narendra Modi's demonetization is like a bolt from the blue for those dealing in black money, right? So now, this is such an interesting way of putting up the words or what you're trying to say. Look at the sentence. Instead of saying that, it was so difficult for the people who are dealing with black money, it's such an interesting way to say that Narendra Modi's demonetization is like a bolt from the blue. Bolt from the blue is the idiom, which means unexpected disaster for those dealing in black money, right? Now, fair weather friend, a friend only in good times. I have only one true friend. The rest all are fair weather friends. Okay, the one who's not with you, they're just like seasons. Beat around the bush, just digress from the main topic. So when you want to change the topic, when somebody is changing the topic, we say beat around the bush. Somebody is not coming to the main point and talking about here and there nonsense. So manager does not want his team members to beat around the bush. He wants results. So he doesn't want people talking about unnecessary things. He wants to come straight to the point. The ball is in your court, whole 9 yards, at the drop of a hat, which is immediately. So instead of saying immediately or instantly, if you use at a drop of hat, imagine your sentence looks so much interesting. Don't let Namrata watch those emotional serials. She cries at the drop of a hat. Instead of saying she cries immediately or instantly, you saying at a drop of a hat. It just adds creativity to the sentence. Our English teacher definitely has a gift of gab. The listeners are in awe of his speech. So, gift of gab is someone who speaks really well. He's a good conversationalist. He speaks fluently and intelligently. Are we clear about idioms? Okay, this is interesting. Let's do this exercise. You have to identify the idiom in the given sentence and tell the meaning also, if possible. I know that the fight that they had yesterday seemed serious, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg is the idiom here, which means that is just a small part of the problem that we know. It is just, there's some more things to it which we don't know. We just know the small tip, small portion of the story. I called in sick for a week before the summer vacation, but now I have to face the music, which is the idiom here. Accept responsibility. Now I have to take the responsibility of it. Or it means to face the consequences because I was sick for some occasions. Now I have to face the consequences. Tara jumped on the bandwagon and got her ear pierced after all her classmates pierced their ears. Jumped on the bandwagon, that means to join the popular activity, whatever everybody is doing. So you also jump onto it. Tommy's mother didn't even lecture him after he came late again. It was like beating a dead horse. What is the phrase idiom here? Good Srishti. Beating a dead horse. Beating a dead horse means, what do you understand from the sentence? Tommy's mother didn't even lecture him after he came home late again. It was like beating a dead horse. Beating the dead horse. No, 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 Aryan, no, Nazahat. Wrong answers. Read the sentence. Yes, Manish, it means waste effort on something when there is no chance of success. So mother did not even start because she knew it's a waste of effort. Yeah. When Mrs. Banerjee told the students that she was going to share the answers, they were all ears. What is the idiom here? No. All ears. Very good. So all ears means all ears is the idiom. What does that mean? No, it means listening to someone very carefully. Dad wanted to let me off the hook, but mom said he made his bed. Now he has to lie in it. Now, this sentence has two basically. One is left me off the hook, one. And then there is a phrase also here. He made his bed, now he has to lie in it. Now, left me off the hook is that to let somebody go off without punishment for the mistake. He made his bed, now he has to lie in it. That you did something, now you must accept the consequences or actions. Okay. So there are two basically idioms and proverbs in this sentence. Are we clear? Okay. Now I want you to do this one. Quickly, start this one exercise last. Yash, for such questions, this may be objective, but for the writing skills, it will be subjective only. Good, my God, Lakshmi. Pramod, no, he's gifted nahi hai, gifted off the gap. Gift off the gap is the idiom here, which means good conversationalist, A bone of contention, the cause of quarrel, once in a blue moon is very seldom indeed. Good. Okay. Next, quickly. Okay. So fourth is avoid starvation. Fifth is apologize humbly. His arrogant behavior with others has left him high and dry. Isolated. Are we clear? Okay, so this was about the chapter number 3, vocabulary. Let me just see if we have finished and covered all the topics. Yeah, just one topic that we need to understand, which we did not do. Yep. I'm just sharing with you. So look at this one. These are called loan words, which are words basically borrowed from the another language, basically. And these words basically are taken from the foreign languages and are used in our own language as it is. It just becomes very common. You just invite them in your in your everyday language. Now, these words are used as it is, but they are common foreign words. For example, alma mater. Now, alma mater has become so common. I'm the alma mater of so and so college. That this college was my former school. Now, alma mater is taken from Latin, right? Bon appetit is enjoy your meal. Now, in every restaurant, hotels, they say, and you wish each other also if somebody's going for dinner in your group. So this has also become very common. Bona fide, so commonly used in business communications, corpus uh, delicta, modus operandi, deja vu. All of this is so commonly used when it comes to the language skills, pro bono, prima facie, status quo. Now, these words are, you should know these words, these foreign words, because they are very commonly used in business English. And this also creates a good impression. It also tells about that you know the language very well, you understand the changes happening. These words, because they're so widely globally spoken, you should know these words and you should know how to use them also, uh, just to have an interesting conversation with people, right? Now, vocabulary just helps you to have interesting conversations, right? Uh, this is why your vocabulary and your grammar needs to be very strong. This is why we did chapter number 2 and 3, and why this is in your particular business correspondence and uh, reporting. Also, please make it a point that if you actually uh, have a hold over a language, you can actually win anyone, anyone. You can get your businesses done very easily. You can win over your bosses. You can win over your colleagues, clients, everyone. Because language is the first thing that creates impression. How you write and how you speak, it means a lot. Now, language becomes fluent and natural with practice and with time. It is not a one-day process. Please understand that the more you practice, the better it will be for you. It is going to benefit you in future when it will be time to step into the professional world. And before that, also you guys will be going for your articleship. There you will get a platform to communicate with people professionally. So take the most of this entire course, practice, learn language. If you have good command over language, practice for more. If you do not, then start today. That's okay. It's not too late, right? But do that. Take it very seriously to learn the language English. And business English is very important these days. So this was about chapter number 3. Now, in case you have any problem, you can ask me now. We still have 7 minutes to go. I'm going to wait. If everything is clear to you, you can tell me everything is clear. Crystal clear. Ritu, okay. Ritu, Ankit. Anybody else with any problem? No problems at all. To grease the bride, to grease the palm means to bribe someone. Um, yeah, you can. You can. Bon voyage can be used, of course. To grease the palm means to bribe someone. I'm happy that everything is clear to you. I'm still waiting if you want to ask any question. Okay, interesting. Everything is clear. Okay, if everything is clear to you, then answer my this question. Okay. Okay, so you have to give me a synonym of the word petition. Your options are option A, appeal, option A, B, protest, option C, revolt, option D, believe. Tell me what is the best synonym of the word petition. Your options are option A, appeal, option B, protest, option C, revolt, option D, believe. Quickly. It is from your RTP. You want me to share it with you? Oh, shucks, no. Okay, this one. Petition, appeal, protest, revolt, or believe. It is appeal. Okay, everyone. So that was it about for chapter number 3. Now I'll see you for another topic soon. All right. Have a good time, guys. Bye-bye.